What does motivated seller mean in real estate? Now guys, you may have this question of what is a motivated seller? And more importantly, how do you know if a seller is motivated? Maybe you're at a point where you've gone on a couple appointments, and if not, I'm gonna share a little bit about what people are doing. They'll go on appointments and then they'll walk out without the contract to get their home, right? To purchase their home because they just found out they're really not that motivated. Now guys, if this is happening to, or if you wanna avoid that, I want you to stick with me because at the end of this video, you're gonna know beforehand, before you even go on an appointment, how motivated a seller is so that you can walk out with the contract. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name's Cody Hofhine, and I have built this channel to really help those make money wholesaling real estate so they can ultimately become financially free. I want you to hit that subscribe button, also hit that bell so it alerts you when I put out fresh new content. Hey guys, in this video, I'm gonna break down the 4 pillars of motivation, but stick with me till the end because I've got a free gift for each one of you. So what is a motivated seller? Let me tell you what the definition says here. The phrase motivated seller in real estate can mean several things. But primarily, the term signifies that the property owner is eager to close the deal on a piece of property quickly. The desire to close quickly can be for any number of reasons. So how do you know if a seller is motivated? I'm gonna break down those 4 pillars of motivation so that you don't waste your time with dead leads, but ultimately you know how to find that level of motivation so you can get out on those appointments and walk out with the contract. The first pillar of motivation is timeline. And guys, this makes a sense probably for many of you, and that is, how fast does someone have to move? You know that multiple people have options. The longer they have to move, they have more options, and you may not be the only option. So as you find out time frame, if they have 6 months, they still got some options. They can list it with a realtor, they can do whatever they want, right? But when it comes down to, for example, an individual that calls you on a Monday and they say they need to close within 7 days or 10 days, guess what else they also did? They canceled the option, or they've also lost the opportunity to work with a real estate agent. A traditional real estate listing or working with a real estate agent to list it and sell it is gonna take probably a minimum of like 30 days all the way up to 60 days, even in a bull market, a market where homes are selling super quick. So knowing that, knows that you just eliminated some options, and now there's a great chance that you could be that option. The second pillar is condition. Now I'm talking about condition of the home. Condition can show a sign of motivation because maybe, for example, maybe they just inherited a home. Maybe mom and dad passed away. They had lived there for many years. This is a real story that just took place with us, where mom and dad passed away. The kids, they inherited the home. They go to the home and they come to find out it's like a hoarder home. It's messed up. There's so much stuff in there. They can't even walk around the house. It's still an original home. They haven't updated anything. So there's wear and tear. The carpets look bad. The paint looks bad. There's still wallpaper. It's not updated to a fresh way of selling a home. And these siblings come together and they're like, we don't have the money to fix this up. We don't want to repair this. We just want to find someone that's willing to buy this, and maybe we're gonna have to go with someone with a cash offer, but willing to buy it as is because we don't want to fix anything. Guys, knowing the condition of a home can lead to a great sign of motivation. Hey guys, before I share the 2 last pillars of motivation, I want you to hit that subscribe button. I also want you to hit that bell so it alerts you when I put out fresh new content. Also, be kind and hit that like button. Pillar number 3, and that is price. Now guys, I usually hesitate to tell people this because in most cases, in fact, 99% of the time, when you're talking to a seller, they're gonna say a price that's super high that sounds like, there's nothing I can do there. They want full retail price. I can't help them. But what I want you to understand is don't just focus on price. I say that it is a pillar of motivation because it can be a pillar of motivation. They could call you and tell you, hey, I'm looking to sell my home and I only need this much for it. And by looking at that number, you could be like, wow, that's a good deal. Yes, so it can be a sign of motivation, but in most cases, it's actually a deceiver. Let me give you a good example. I was on the phone with an individual talking to them, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out what's going on. I asked them, I said, hey, what are you hoping to do for this? How much are you looking to sell your home for? They said $250,000. I hurry and look up real quick, like on Zillow, look up on the county assessor, find out that 250 is already right around with not much room. Maybe it's worth about 270 when it's all fixed up. but they want $250 right now. There's just not enough room for me to do anything. I don't want a deal that's just $20,000 off. I'm gonna need a lot less than that, right? For those of you that are subscribers to my channel, you know I talk a lot about wholesaling, how I get homes at 40, 50, 60 cents on the dollar. Obviously, this isn't going to work. But I said, okay, so it sounds like you know what you want for your property, and I just kind of shelved it. I acknowledged it, knowing that that price is just only one of the pillars, but there's still 4 more. I shelved it, and then ultimately talked to him and said, so tell me this, it seems like a great home. Why are you considering selling it? Now, I'm in the great state of Utah, and this individual's like, I'm going through divorce, and he starts divulging everything. He's like, I just want to move out of this state as fast as I can. Guys, at that time, I'm starting to see motivation from all these other different pillars, right? And price at that point means nothing to me because the guy is so motivated to get the heck out of the state of Utah. I still went on the appointment. At the end of the day, guys, I got that deal for $160,000. So price, it can be a deceiver, but I want you to understand price also can be a sign of motivation. All right, our 4th pillar of motivation is driver. Driver is what made them call you. So if you're sending out direct mail that says, I want to buy your home cash for a free cash offer or no hassle offer, call me back at blah, and you put a number, right? What is the reason why they're calling you on a 37-cent postcard? Every one of us know 20, 30, 40, 50 real estate agents, but they didn't call the agent. They called on your 37-cent postcard, your marketing that you sent out to them. Or maybe you're cold calling them and they're allowing you to continue to talk to them on the phone when they don't even know you from Adam, right? These are the things that it really comes down to. This is your job. This is why you're really on the phone. It's not just to say, talk about the home, talk about the deal, the deal, the deal. It's finding out the why. Why are they on the phone? Now, sometimes you may know that because if you're sending out direct mail, that means you did get a list and maybe it was a tax delinquent list. So already you know this individual I'm talking to is behind on taxes, but you may find out there's more things going on in their life, why they're behind on taxes. Maybe they're going through a divorce. Maybe they lost their job. And as you start to stack these things, you start to see their level of motivation and you're able to make a good determination. You're able to evaluate what that looks like, what their motivation level is, so you can determine if you should go on that appointment. One of the best questions I love to ask is just simply finding out the why it seems like, and we talked about this a little bit, it seems like a nice property. Why are you considering selling it? And when they give you the answer, oh, I'm looking to move out of state. Instead of ending it there, I like to take it a little bit further. I say, oh, you're looking to move out of state, and then just sit there. So you kind of just mirror their last words. Yeah, I'm looking to move out of state because I lost my job here and there's some openings up in this other state. Oh, you lost your job here in Utah. Yeah, I mean, I used to work here and I did this, and I was married and then we got divorced. So I'm like, I don't care where I live. And so I'm moving. And they just keep sharing little by little. But notice who's doing the majority of the talking. It's the seller. It's not me. So ask great questions that allows them to expand on what's going on in their life, and that will help you determine the level of motivation. Hey guys, just like I promised at the beginning, I have a free gift for each one of you for watching this video, and that is I've included a link down in the description that gives you full access, free access to my cold calling script, how to have those quality conversations with individuals so you can start to determine what is this level of motivation of the individual I'm talking to. There's nothing worse than going out on appointments and then finding out you walked out without a contract because they weren't really that motivated. Simply click on that link in the description, get access to that script, and start using it today.